Atomic Heart on the Xbox Series X. Guys, welcome to the review. I have to try and be as quiet as I possibly can do because it is late, and I've put quite a bit of time into this review to try and get it done because I have another review lined up immediately. So I wouldn't say I rushed through the end point. I still took way too long trying to loot everything, trying to get everything done, and to try and just get the best of the best that I could possibly get. So yeah, Atomic Heart on the Xbox Series X. It is a 80 gigabyte file, so it's a very, very, very hefty boy. The price currently digital is £60. The digital deluxe or the gold edition is £85, and then the platinum edition, let's say, is £95. So it's quite a hefty price point. Consoles: Xbox Series X, PS5 and Windows. Publisher is Focus Entertainment. Developer is Mundfish. It's classed as an action adventure, first person shooter. I like to compare it in a way to a little bit of BioShock, a little bit of Wolfenstein, and a bit of Alien Isolation. Just all bunged together, mixed together to produce this level of game. And I'm already itching. Ugh. So I was lucky that Atomic Heart landed on the Xbox GamePass because that enabled me to save some money for this year to go towards just bills and more reviews. So I am super happy that the game did land on Game Pass. Other than that, I have a lot to talk about in terms of the notes, but we're going to break the game down the exact same way, just like we always do. Firstly, starting off with music. As you know, I find music to be a big killer of a game or a good successor of a game. An incredible soundtrack can mold the game and improve it in so many ways. Do I feel the soundtrack to this game is outstanding? Do I feel it's good enough? And I have to honestly say, I enjoyed the hell out of the music in this game. Especially during certain combat situations, the music that they played was absolutely freaking pumping and just vibing, and it was awesome. It just didn't go on long enough because the minute you came out of combat, the music would fade away and come to an end. But I did find the music absolutely phenomenal through this game. Hands down, probably one of the best things about it. I'm not gonna lie. So, choice of music, phenomenal. The audio effects in terms of the explosions, in terms of the gun sounds, in terms of the abilities that you can use, all of them perfect. Couldn't fault it, couldn't dig up any issue, and I was happy with it. Voice acting was, I can't fault the voice acting at all. I thought it was on point. It worked. All the characters had fantastic dialogues, very, very clear narrative as well, and I can't fault it. Sometimes you can get games that have super cheesy voice dialogues, and it wasn't the case for this. This was very heavily story driven, and the interaction between you and your companion throughout the whole game and the dialogue that you had between them, I thought was absolutely spot on. And again, I can't fault it. So in terms of music, soundtrack, audio effects, and voice acting, I'm happy and I enjoyed it 100%. Graphics, texturing, and weather effects. The Unreal Engine yet again proves to be a phenomenal graphical engine in this game, and it looks great. It really does look great, and I'm guessing that's what carries the majority of the 80 gig whopper of a file. When you do get out into the open as well, there's no real loading screens out in the open. When you go down certain lifts or elevators that take you to underground dungeons, underground like mini mission areas, yes, some of them take a small amount of time to get from A to B, but the areas down there tend to be pretty big, and like I said, there isn't any real loading screens. So in terms of graphic quality, I can't fault it. There wasn't missing textures, there wasn't missing you know, like terrain or anything like that. I did spend a lot of time outside running around, looking at the water effects, looking at the wildlife, looking at the greenery, and yeah, this game is stunning, absolutely stunning. Weather effects, not really applicable. There wasn't any, you know, like spring, summer, autumn, winter effects, rain, snow, sleet, thunder, lightning, which is my favorite sort of effect for weather. There wasn't any of that. So I can't really mark that. So I'm going to push that one aside for now. Character model design. Ooh. I thought the main character looked great. I thought the majority of the machines looked absolutely fantastic. I do feel that they overused a lot of the enemy designs and could have maybe have gone a little bit further to give them some more detailing, tried to give them a little bit more uniqueness. I mean, when it came down to the androids, the main humanoid androids, there were just two kinds. One wearing black, one wearing white. I mean, yay. Woo! Don't overdo it. Woo! Sorry. They all had the moustaches too. the Mario moustache. They were very simplistic when it came to that, and I felt they could have increased the variety of them. The actual robot machines, there was a good mixture of them, but again, I feel that they did overuse a lot of them, and I'm not gonna nitpick because, well, I did say it twice throughout the entire review that I wish there was more variation to the enemies. So yeah, I stand by that. Gameplay mechanics. The gameplay is very, very similar to, like I said, like Bioshock. It is a first-person shooter. You do have a variety of weaponry that you can use, from melee weapons to actual physical weapons, kinetic weapons, and energy weapons. You also have the ability to cast, well, I wouldn't say cast spells, but deal out elemental damage, frost and lightning. No fire, which I found weird. You get fire capsules that you can add to your weapons to give them elemental properties, but you can't actually deal fire with your glove, which I think is a missed opportunity. Like a massive, massive missed opportunity. You can, like I said, you can shock them and you can freeze them, but you can't burn them. And I thought that would be, you know, one of the main three of all elements, but okay. But yeah, character model design, other than just a little bit more variety, like I said, that would have been nice. And like I said, the gameplay mechanics, it plays it very, very similar to Bioshock. Set in an era like Wolfenstein, not exactly the same, but like it. And yeah, I really enjoyed the gameplay. I'm not gonna lie, I really did. I think the music is what really got me pumped. But the guns sounded absolutely fantastic. They handled very well. I enjoyed the upgrading, kinky vending machine that tried to seduce me in multiple ways. I thought she was a hoot. I thought she was hilarious. She obviously didn't get what she wanted at the end of the day. But I thought the upgrading vending machine was fantastic. I like the inventory system. I think they should give the player the ability to highlight a group of items and just destroy all, instead of having to do one by one. The level it's not like an RPG. How you upgrade your character and how you upgrade your weaponry is based on the loot mechanic, by you going around and looting everything. And I have to say, the looting in this game with your glove is probably one of the most satisfying loot mechanics I've ever had in a video game. I'm not gonna lie, I spent hours looting. hours and hours and hours and hours of looting. I would go into a room, scan where all the loot was, and me being the loot whore that I am, I wanted to pick up all of it. Even the stuff I couldn't pick up because it was glitched into the textures, I wanted it. And it annoyed me that I couldn't have it all. I'm not gonna lie, it really annoyed me. Any customization, stats building. The stats building, like, it's not like an RPG, like you level up and you can increase your health, defense, and stuff like that. No. As I said, you pick up resources through killing enemies, and you pick up resources through finding them to upgrade your character, to upgrade your gloves abilities, and to upgrade your weapons. And you can't design your character at all. It's a story-driven game, and that character is iconic for that game. So it's not like Dark Souls where you get to build your own dreamboat of a character. You can't do that, unfortunately. Replayability and game difficulty. I play all my reviews on normal mode, and to be fair, I didn't find this game ridiculously hard. There were certain oh shit moments, but I didn't struggle, to be honest. I love the puzzles. I love puzzles in games. And though the door puzzles were very simple, I think they could have added a few more little mini games instead of the 2 that they kept using. In terms of the testing grounds dungeons, they were a brain teaser, and I absolutely loved doing those. So I didn't find the game difficult. I don't know if playing on a harder mode changes any of the puzzles or changes any of the door locks. I don't know. If anyone on, watching this YouTube video wants to add a comment down below and say, I've played it on other difficulties and I can tell you it does, then cool beans, because I don't know. Story if applicable. I always do spoiler-free reviews. I'm not going to tell you the story. It's as simple as that. But the story was, if you want my honest opinion, 90% easy to follow, with some slight kinks, some amazing twists, and if you want just a blanket sort of a template to go on of what sort of game this is, sorry, think of it as a Skynet situation. That's all I'm gonna say. Think of it as a Skynet situation. That's it. I enjoyed the hell out of it in terms of the story. The twists, I had no idea it was coming as well. No idea. No. Should I have been? Probably. I don't know. Maybe I was a bit dumb. But I didn't see the twists coming at all. So I was super shocked. Online co-op modes, features, and stability we can't talk about because there is none of it. Purchase price, digital price, value of content. We've already talked about the price. Do I feel this game is a £60 game? £60, eh? Why are we normalizing £60 as a price point for video games? It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna say no, because £60 is ridiculously expensive. I believe once you've played this game once, you're probably not going to play it again. Yes, there are multiple endings, but once you've pretty much done everything, you're not going to sit back and play this game again, in my opinion. Do I feel £60 is justified? I don't. Do I feel £95 for a platinum edition with all the bells and whistles is justified? No, I bloody don't. Not at all. 44.99 I think is a reasonable price. 49.99 maybe maximum, but £60, ugh. Too expensive, in my opinion. I am so grateful this landed on Game Pass, so thank you. It does have DLC. You can buy some of the things separately, but it doesn't have microtransactions. You know, it's not like EA, cough, cough, wink, wink. Right. I have a whole fucking page of notes. For one game. Okay. This is pretty much everything that will go into the other categories we've already talked about. So I'm basically just topping it up. I like the fact that resources are refunded when you break down what you've built to build something else. I freaking love that feature because that gives you the ability to explore and mess around with things. And if you think you've made a mistake, you can just reverse it and then continue building what you actually wanted to build. I freaking love that. It's such a great idea. Oh, it's called the season pass. It's called the Atomic Pass, and it's 33 quid on its own. Fucking no, thanks for that. We had major frame drops. Just bearing in mind, I play this game on the Xbox Series X, right? One of the most powerful consoles on the market right now. I had so much stuttering and frame drops with the robots and the machines. I thought they were doing it on purpose, and then I realized no, they shouldn't be fucking doing that. Frame drops in any game should never be a thing, ever be a thing, and they were in this by quite a bit. You could see in the distance the robots, they're not smooth at all, and they skip every now and again. It makes it actually fucking hard to shoot the bastards, I'm not gonna lie. In the first week of this game being launched, there was a 15.11 gig update. That's a big update. And I went through some of the patch notes and they patched a shitload of stuff. In the second week, they rolled down a further 12.37 gig update. In 2 weeks, just under 30 gig of updates have rolled down onto this game on the Xbox Series X. I don't know about the Windows version, and I don't know about the PlayStation version. But just under 30 gigs of patching and updating the game to make shit work is not good. That tells me you pushed your game out too fast, when you could have held on to the game for another 2 weeks. And I'm telling you, the customers wouldn't have minded. And you could have had those 2 updates put into the game before the game got launched. And I think developers should relax around shit like this. I think developers need to understand that community members will be okay if you send out a tweet and say, our game isn't polished enough, can you give us another month? I promise you, no one will really complain about that. Only the arseholes. But just under 30 gigs in 2 weeks to fix your broken game, which I would have loved to have played this game without these updates, just to experience how bloody broken it would have been. But I went through Twitter, I went through Reddit, and there is a forum and a half talking about this stuff. God bless people on PC who probably have it worse, because it tends to be worse on PC. Tends to be. Because they can roll down updates faster. I don't bloody know. But I just think that's ridiculous. Neuropolymer farming. Oh, for fuck's sake. I can't believe... there were 2 areas where we found this. You can cheat the game quite easily. It's called neuropolymer, which is a chemical ingredient that you find in the enemies that you fight, which help upgrade your character, upgrade your abilities and stuff. You can farm that shit, as in you can kill enemies and more enemies keep coming, kill them, more enemies keep coming, and you can just keep farming and farming and farming and farming until you're bored. And that should never, ever, ever be a thing in a game like this. If once a cheater knows they can cheat, they will cheat. Well, they tend to. I mean, have you seen Apex? Have you seen Modern Warfare? Come on. I think the developers need to go back through the game and stop enemies from constantly respawning, so players don't have the ability to farm from them, which reduces that and makes them actually think about going out more and actually playing the game properly. No loading screens during open world exploration, I've already said that. Lots of classical concert music played over the radios. I like classical music, I am a fan of it. I fucking loved it, I'm not gonna lie. Loot bug. Blue highlighted items were not. My English is so bad when I'm writing while playing at the same time, it's hilarious. So basically, there are a lot of loot bugs in this game where when you scan for loot, you can see it in blue, but your character just can't pick it up for some reason. And it happens all the bloody time, where it will be either on the floor, right in front of your face, and you still can't pick it up because the game refuses to pick it up. And it must be a broken code or some shit in the looting mechanics. But it also happens when you open up containers and when you loot for things inside objects, the item doesn't get picked up properly and it stays blue. You want to piss off someone with OCD, you don't fix this bug and you leave it the way it is, because trust me, you will piss them off super fast. Because it pissed me off way too many times because I couldn't loot my fucking items. Unable to loot bodies correctly underwater. That should never be a thing. The retro snake mini game that was in one of the levels was absolutely amazing, but it ended too soon. I think the game should have allowed us to complete it at least, or at least attempt to complete it, because that shit was so fun. I had a blast playing that. Reloading animations for guns are realistically correct. I know it's a small thing, but I love when they get it right. I do. It turns me on slightly, I'm not gonna lie. When gun games reload guns correctly, realistically, I love that stuff. I absolutely love it. And that's how it should always be. Normal mode gives way too much loot. I have to agree with that, because I constantly, every time I got to a vending machine, I went through all my inventory and destroyed all the shit I didn't need because I had way too much of it. Give the player more functions while hacking into the security cameras. 100%. 100%. If my character is logging into the security system within the area, they should have more abilities than just to open doors and send out a scanning signal. I think they should be able to take control of things or be able to shut things down. I think that would have been cool. And it would have also stopped the constant respawning if we were able to disable the repair nodes out in the open world. Can only have 2 active abilities at once. That's the most stupid shit ever. I'm not gonna lie. I think you end up having like 5 different abilities at least, and you can only have 2 of them equipped at once, even though you've learnt the others and you've leveled them up. But no, you can't use more than 2 because the game says no. Stupid. Because if you get into a boss fight and one of the abilities that you needed for said boss fight is not equipped, you're gonna struggle throughout that boss fight. Or you do what I did. You reload your save file, equip the correct ability, go into the boss fight, and kick the boss's ass. I found it lazy how practically all the save rooms were identical. In every sense, I was confused. How lazy could you be when like 98% of all the save rooms you walk into were identical to all the other ones you walked into? And I'm not lying either. The vending machine was in the same place. The save point was in the same place. The TV was in the same place. All the room cosmetics were in the same place. copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. We constantly kept bugging the map, so we had to reload our save file to fix the map. We fell through the game, as in we went into an elevator, it all went black, and then we fell through the elevator, through the floor, through the ground, and we kept falling through the map until we could actually see the game above us, and then our character was floating. I left the game for like 5 minutes and my character finally landed on something, and then the whole game froze, and then the game crashed, and then kicked me to dashboard. And we had 2 dashboard crashes as well. So this game is not polished. Not at all. So what it boils down to is, would I recommend this game? Would I recommend that you buy this game? In my honest opinion, not at its price point at all, and not with the amount of problems that the game has right now as well. Would I recommend that you play this on Game Pass? Yes, because it's free to play, so knock yourself out. Prepared to have at least 35 to 40 hours to put into it if you're enjoying yourself, because that's what you're looking at for one solid playthrough, doing everything, about 35 to 40 hours. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Only if you can play it for free. If not, wait for it to go down in price, like massively, before you even consider picking it up. But that's just my opinion. All of this, bear in mind, is my opinion. What would I rate it? The bugs were a point deductor for sure. The broken loot system, even though it was fun as hell, irritated my OCD. The fact that you could cheat in the game and farm materials is not good. We fell through the map. 2 console crashes, 2 massive updates in the first 2 weeks to fix the game bugs. But the game looked great. The game played very well. The gun mechanics were fantastic. The music was fantastic. The story was great, even though the ending was a bit meh. And they should have put, there is a decision making that you need to make. They should have put that decision making closer to the end of the game, so when you've done one of the decisions, you can load up your save file and then do the other decision so you can see both the endings, because it puts the decision making quite far, about like 2 maybe 3 hours back from the end of the game, so you'd have to redo that all over again. Oh, I've got to write it in my diary as well, in my book as well, don't I? And there it is. It's written down. I am happy scoring this game a 7 out of 10. I would say I wouldn't say a strong 7 out of 10, but an acceptable 7 out of 10. If you want my honest opinion. I don't see me playing this game anytime soon again, but I did enjoy playing it. I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy it. So with that in mind, thank you to anyone that's watched this video on YouTube. I greatly appreciate it. Please give it a like, comments down below if you want to as well. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next review. Stay safe, healthy and well, and I'll see you then. Take care. Bye bye.